All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 357 SIG versus 357 Magnum test. Today we have some Underwood ammo to try out. So for the 357 SIG, that one is 124 grain, jacketed hollow point. That is their nozzler bullet. It does have your nickel plated brass, and that one is rated at 1,475 feet per second. And for the 357 Magnum, that one is 125 grain. That is their XTP. Also nickel plated brass. And that one is rated at 1,700 feet per second. So I have tested both of these in the past, and they are some pretty warm loads. So for the 357 SIG, we do have our Glock 31. That is a full-size, full-length 4.5-inch barrel. And for our 357 Magnum, we have our Ruger Security 6. That one does have a 4-inch barrel. So we'll be going through our gel. That is a 10% block. We do have our catch block here in the back, so a total of 25 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front, and like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see what these rounds can do. First one up will be that 357 SIG. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. So it looks like our impact velocity on that was 1517. So that one was actually moving out pretty good. So definitely good to see there. All right, looks like we got a nice entry hole on that one, right where we're trying to get it that time. So looks like a pretty nice stretch cavity so far. Nice star pattern. Let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, looks like there's quite a bit of damage coming in so far. Coming all the way through, we did end up in that second block. So let's see, you can see quite a few fragments down in there too. So let's see if we can get an accurate measurement. So from the widest spot, we are right at 3.5 inches. So pretty good so far. So let's see from the side. And same thing from the side. You can see as soon as it came in, it really started opening up, shedding quite a few of those petals. And you can see some fragments down in there. Does look like it did start to slow down just a little bit towards the end, kind of flatline, but we did make it into that second block, so definitely good. And from our widest spot, not including those petals that are down there, we are at, let's see, just about 3 inches, so not including those ones that are all the way down there to the table, but looking pretty good so far. So let's see how far we actually made it. So in this one, we made it 1.5 inches. So we made it 12.5 inches total penetration. So not too bad at all. Looks like it did dump quite a bit of energy here in that first block. So let's set up for that 357 Magnum and see how that one does. All right, just in case these pass collide, here it is from the top. Looking pretty good so far. You can see a little bit more of those petals here on this side, but pretty wide stretch cavity on that. All right, we're still back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. So our impact velocity on that was 1,528 feet per second, so not too bad there. So like Paul Harrell says, not enough difference to make a difference. You know, no, really wasn't too far over our 357 SIG. So let's see how we did. All right, so it looks like we got a pretty good hit on that one too. Right here on this left side, so it looks like it came in. Pretty good entry hole. You can see that nice good star pattern, and same with this one. You can see those fragments already. Let's see how we did from the top. Oh yeah, check that out. So it is that one on the left, coming in real nice all the way through. And same with this one. We did end up in that second block, but looks like we did get some pretty good damage so far. So it is kind of blending with this 357 SIG, so we'll do our best and see what kind of measurements we get on that one. And we're about 3 3¼ inches it's looking like. Later on I will do our cross sections and really open it up and see what we got, but not too bad so far. They almost look identical with those cavities. So let's check it out from the side. And same thing from the side. Looks like it came in, opened up really nicely. You can see some real small fragments down in there. Pretty much all the way through that channel you can see them. It did start to flatline just a little bit, and like I said, we did make it into that second block, so not too bad for penetration. Let's see if we can see from the side. We're right at 3 inches from the side, so not too bad at all, but looking pretty good. And we made it at our leading edge. We are right at 2¾ inches. So what's that, 13.75 inches of penetration, so not too bad at all. But this one did dump quite a bit of energy right here at this first block also. But let's check it out one more time from the top. So the one on the right is a 357 SIG, one on the left is that 357 Magnum. But that one did quite a bit of damage. Those tracks almost look identical, so really good to see there. And here's that SIG. Came in, opened up really nicely, pretty much exploded that round in there. Did all kinds of damage, came all the way through, and I believe we made it 1.5 inches into that second block, but quite a bit of damage. And our 357 Magnum, same thing. Came in, opened up really nicely. This one was dumping a little bit smaller fragments, but still all the way through. Did start to flatline towards that end, and we made it 2¾ into this one, so not too bad at all. Quite a bit of damage. So let's pull these rounds and see what they look like. All right, check these things out. Looks like they both did really good. So the one on the right is the 357 SIG, one on the left is that 357 Magnum. So they both open up really nicely. And there's that 357 SIG looking really good. Looks like we got some pretty major expansion on that one. You can see it mushroom back really nicely. Those petals folded right over that base, and there's still a little bit of gel stuck in there, but got some pretty nice expansion on that. Not too great on weight retention, but still pretty good. Major damage on that one. And that 357 Magnum, same with that one, peeled back really nicely. Got some good mushrooming on that one. These petals seem like they're a little bit more intact. Didn't quite come all the way back to the base, but looking really good there too. But quite a bit of expansion on that one also. So definitely really good to see. So there's the bottom of those. And the top on those ones. So that was 357 SIG versus 357 Magnum. If you guys are enjoying these, go ahead and like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. As always, thank you for watching. All right, so here's the cross section for those ones. It was a little bit hard to actually do them, you know, one by one, just because the 357 SIG actually blended in with the 357 Magnum. So I figured we'd do it this way just to kind of make it a little bit easier. But these bottom two tracks are the 357 SIG, and the top two are the 357 Magnum. And there's quite a bit of damage here in this 357 SIG. I actually did remeasure these, and the 357 SIG is right at 4 inches at its widest spot, and there's tons of fragments all over the place. But we got some major damage coming in, huge splits and cuts. And right there, like I always say, you know, with those high velocity rounds, it looks like a rifle round came in and actually tore this gel up. And then I measured the 357 Magnum, and those ones are peaking right at 3.5 inches. So not as much damage as that 357 SIG, but still super impressive. That was some pretty warm ammo too. But we got some nice wide splits on those too. So let's cut them open. All right, so here's after being cut. This one is actually a 357 SIG. So the right side, I'm sorry, the bottom is the right, the top is the left. But as you can see, as soon as that thing came in, it really started opening up and really tearing this gel up. It usually jumbles it up pretty bad with these nozzlers that I've noticed. Super crazy amount of damage, huge stretch cavity all the way through. You can actually see some of those fragments that kind of flung off. But yeah, we got some really deep cuts. We do have a few fragments that actually came out already, but major amount of damage on those. Super impressive for that one. And same on this top side. Came in, opened up, huge stretch cavity. You can see on this one too that it did kind of shoot some of those petals off. But same thing as this one. Huge amount of damage. Some of this gel's, you know, really barely hanging on in there. But really, really deep cuts down in there. A few more fragments. This one didn't really drag in too much of that cotton t-shirt, but definitely fragmented pretty bad. But man, look at that gel. That stuff is just torn up. So very impressive for that. All right, one more quick angle on that one. I always like to show it like this because it's just super impressive how bad it's actually damaging this stuff. But tore that gel up. So that one was the 357 SIG. All right, here is that Magnum after we cut it. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left. So same thing with this one. You can see where it came in and just started opening up really, really nicely. This one didn't fragment as much. There's definitely some pieces down in there, but not near as crazy. And there is a little bit of that cotton t-shirt that you could see down in there, but we got some pretty nasty cuts. Pretty good so far. Same with this top. Came in, opened up, and a nice wide stretch cavity in this one. You can see where it really did mess this gel up on this one also. I don't feel like it's as crazy as that SIG, but it was a nozzler round, so it usually does break apart a little bit more than those XTPs. But still, that thing came in with some force and just did a lot of damage. Got some pretty big splits on that one also. But very impressive on that. And one more quick angle on this one also. You can see where it just really tore this stuff up. Just ton of damage. So very impressive. So that one was the 357 Magnum. So once again, thank you guys for checking this one out.